Hiya folks, it's Michelle here. It's not often you get to see my face, usually I'm behind the screen. But every now and again, I just like to pop on and talk about what's going on. So this is going to be a no frills video, no fancy editing. As you can see, my green screen doesn't have a fancy picture at the back. I don't really know how to start, to be honest, because a lot's been going on Watts Island over the last couple of days, last week or so, really, to be honest. And whatever I say, people aren't going to agree and people are going to unsubscribe. And that's fine, right? But hear me out, because I think we're at a situation now in this little community that we call Watts Island, where there's so much suspicion, so much misinformation, so many lies, quite frankly, that sometimes it's just worth sitting down and reflecting on all of it, right? And I took my dog out this morning and I just talked into the camera to my members. So if you're a member of this channel, then you've heard some of what I'm going to say, and I'm just talking off the cuff. I've got no script. I never use a script anyway, but I'm just talking, and this is going to be minimal edits. So let's start the story. A couple of weeks back, is it? I'm not very good with days, and they all meld into one. But AD, Armchair Detective, Unmurdered Heather, and Seeking the Truth with Dave all came online and said that they've got this brand new information that Chris has been talking to Heather, and it's all going to be, bombshell, all this new information, which I'm suspicious of. I think it's good to have healthy suspicion, right, about anything that's new in this case, or allegedly new in this case. Chris Watts is in prison. Chris Watts pled guilty to murdering his entire family and disposing of their bodies. He's got 3 life sentences for Shanann, Bella and Cece. He's got unlawful termination of a pregnancy of Nico. He's got tampering with dead bodies. He's not getting out anytime soon. But there are a few things that exacerbate this case. They exacerbate the narrative. One of them is the amount of lies and misinformation, deliberate lies. Not people putting out speculations and theories and asking questions. I personally don't have a problem with that, as long as it's clear that it's a speculation. I speculate myself. We all have questions, right? If you've read the discovery, if you've looked at all the body cams, if you've invested in this case, as I and many others have, then you are going to have questions. My questions, for example, are not about whether Chris is guilty or not. He's guilty. He did it. Right? This is where people unsubscribe, because I don't think there was a red car. I don't think there's a woman on the drive. I don't think Nicole Kessinger committed the murders. I don't think any of the co-workers or Nicole's friends committed the murders. Chris committed those murders. That's my belief, right? But it's based on the discovery. And you might say, well, they've lied, there's a cover-up, blah, blah, blah. And there might be. But the chances are there isn't. And Chris is guilty. Chris is, regardless of whether there's been a cover-up somewhere along the line, Chris is still guilty. Chris is still where he needs to be. Chris is not getting out anytime soon. Right? So there's that. But I've got questions, right? I've got questions about the investigation. I've pored over those body cams. The dogs alerting in the basement, the dogs alerting on the street. What was going on, right? The fact that they did not investigate the dumpsters. where Cody the Labrador absolutely alerted at those dumpsters. They didn't bother to investigate. Can you see my grey roots? I need to do them. So those are my questions. That if Chris hadn't pled guilty, if Chris had held his nerve, for the want of a better word, they'd have had a problem going forward to take that to trial. They really would have had a problem. Those are kind of my questions. Those are the kinds of investigations I like to do. Now, there's other things that trouble me, though, in that we can ask questions, we can speculate, as I said, and that's fine. But when people are putting information out that they know are lies, they know is a massive smoke screen, or I don't really know the words for it, then I've got a problem with that, and I really wish people would stop doing that. Now, I made a community post yesterday. It's quite a long one, so I'm guessing that not a lot of people read to the end. You know, too long, didn't read kind of vibe going on. But it was partly in response to what's been going on, but partly in response to Mummy Ramblings, who had Frank and Frankie Rusick on her channel and reading out all of some stuff that she's been sent, like 50 pages of information that she's been sent. She didn't say who it was from. There are speculations now. I've watched loads of live streams over the last 24 hours. My God, right? I've been playing them through the night because I'm in the UK and I've not had much sleep. Look, Kim Kaufman is saying that this is Mummy Rambling's own work. On AD's channel, AD and Bubbles, yesterday evening my time, said that this was a mod from Heather Unmurdered, who'd gone rogue and who'd given this information. That Heather has a script that this new bombshell information that was going to come out has been orchestrated by Heather, and it's all Heather's work. Heather's disputed this. Apparently Dave has come out and quite openly said he's been duped. AD and Bubbles came online and said they were upset and they've been duped by Heather. Are they telling the truth? I don't know. Right? And to some extent, I don't care. I do care. I care that people are being duped. So whether I care that AD and Dave have been duped, if they have, but if all three of them have been in together, then I care about the community that would have been duped if this had not all come out. And my heart goes out to Frank, Sandy and Frankie Rusick and their wider family. My heart goes out to them. I know what it's like to lose a child to crime. Right? I feel their pain, but at the same time, I don't agree that, as Mummy Ramblings is now saying, I don't watch her channel normally, but you can't stop people talking about the Watts case. I don't think the Rusicks want people to stop talking about the Watts case altogether. It's the lies and the misinformation that needs to stop. But people are going to talk about this case for as long as people are interested in this case. Netflix wouldn't have done a documentary. Discovery Plus wouldn't have done an episode. There's Lifetime that are going to bring out something on American TV at the end of this month. There's interest in the mainstream, or else mainstream TV companies wouldn't make programs about it. So the Rusicks can't stop that. They can't stop people writing books. They can't stop people talking about it. So for as long as people want to consume that content, TV companies, authors and YouTube creators are going to talk about the Watts case. But let's do it in a way that honours the victims, that does not spread lies and doesn't excuse Chris for what he's done. Because I think sometimes unintentionally, some creators do excuse him. And we don't want to excuse him. I don't want to excuse him. He's got to take the full force now of any remorse or regret that he might have. I don't know if he has it. I haven't seen it yet. Maybe he does in his private moments. I don't know. I can't speak for that. But, guys, honestly, right, it's all come to a head though, right? There's that, the AD Dave and Heather thing. And if Heather has been the one, if this is true, that Heather has been the one to orchestrate it all, then I don't want anything to do with Heather ever again. Simple as that. But that remains to be seen. So there's something else that's brought all of this to a head. So I've made a couple of videos on this already. I've lost some subscribers because of it, and I'm not bothered if people unsubscribe. I'm not here for the amount of subscribers. It's nice. I want to grow my channel, of course I do, right? But at the same time, I want to maintain my integrity. My dogs are fighting in the background. Apologies. I'm sat at my work desk. Every time I sit at my work desk, because I've actually got work, I'm like, I'm in my lunch hour now, even though I've not had any lunch. I've had a can of Pepsi. Look, guys, right, I've lost my train of thought now. What was I saying? This is why I edit videos, because I can't remember. I'm recovering from COVID, okay. Still got a little bit of shortness of breath. I still struggle to walk a long way. I'm so tired. But my brain is like, it's like my brain has been replaced by cotton wool. They call it brain fog. I just can't think. I've no cognitive function whatsoever. So sitting in my bed editing videos is pretty much about the sum total of what I can do at the moment. This talking to camera. It's why I've not done any lives. Because I can't keep a train of thought. I've no idea what I was saying. This is embarrassing. But I'm not going to edit it out because this is me being raw, right? This is not fancy. This is me being raw. And I want to do this, you know, if I'm not doing it live at the moment, then I'll do it like this. Look, this thing's come to a head, okay? That Dave put out this audio. I made a couple of videos. Oh yeah, unsubscribing. Yeah, a few people have unsubscribed because I've mentioned Seeking the Truth with Dave. Look, I'm not in any team. I don't support Dave. I don't support AD. I don't support Kim. I don't support Lana. I don't support any creator. I consume a lot of content. I enjoy a lot of content. I wouldn't be doing Chris Watts videos if I didn't enjoy the content. But I want to look at stuff across the board. Just watching one or two creators who happen to agree with your theory, you're not going to learn anything from that. You're not going to grow as an investigator. I use investigator loosely. You're not going to learn more. I watch all sides. It doesn't mean to say I agree. I don't agree with Kim Kaufman that Shanann killed the kids. I don't agree with Lana that NA was in the house or the 365 app. I don't agree with AD when he says red car and woman in the drive and they took Shanann out the back and they blowing up the oil site. I don't agree with any of that. I don't agree with Dave's theory. I don't agree with it. Right, and that might lose me subscribers because I'll lose subscribers if I mention AD or Dave, and then I'll lose subscribers if I say I don't think NK was involved in the murders. So if I really wanted to be a big YouTube creator, I'd create my theory around that, and I'd lie, but I'm not. When I started this channel, I want to do it ethically, with integrity, and with as much honesty as I can put forward based on the facts as I can interpret them. Right? I think that's all we can ask of anybody. And when I get it wrong, I will say that I've got it wrong. But when I get it right, I'll stick to my guns. Simple as that. I'm not in anybody's camp. That's why I don't go on panels. I don't go on panels, partly because I don't want to attract loads of trolls from other people's channels, but also I want to I stand alone. for better or worse. I don't have moderators. I don't have a research team. I do this all myself. So yes, I do take money from ads. It's not a lot, believe me. But I deserve to be paid for my time just as any creator does. But I'm going off track. And I'm aware of the time, so I've got a meeting at 2 o'clock. So I'll wrap this up soon. But it came to a head. It came to a head with Seeking the Truth with Dave putting out 2 snippets of audio from Chris, clearly Chris. Now, some people have said it's fake. Some people have said it's snipped from the Wisconsin Confession. I've heard Cher and Mr. Cher intimate that yesterday in a live. I don't think it's from the Wisconsin Confession. It's very, very good. It's been snipped at the beginning, and they're just small clips from a big conversation, absolutely. And whether you hear I don't remember or I remember, I don't know. I hear I remember, but I've slowed it down, and yeah, you're right. It's just as easily not remember. I don't know, right? And then this letter. Now, it's this letter that's the interesting thing. Now, I had permission from Dave to play the audios, and Dave's been in my comments, and, you know, he's fine with me talking about his content. But I'm not his supporter. I don't agree with his theory, but I watch his stuff. Shoot me. Look, that letter, right? This is the crux of the matter. This is the thing that's blown the lid off everything. But there's a positive side to it. So before I end, I want to end on a positive note, because there's a positive side to this. That this letter, Dave only had a couple of pages of it. Larry, executive session, and even more of you will complain now that I've mentioned Larry, because a lot of you hate Larry, and I don't care who hates who. I'm just interested in the information. I don't want to know the drama. I don't want to know Larry's falling out with you, or you're having a spat with you. I don't care, guys. I don't care. I'm here to investigate the information that comes out. I'm a psychologist. I'm interested in the psychology. Yes, I look at all the body cams, and I've got questions, but ultimately, right, in forensic psychology, we want to understand why crime occurs. So Chris Watts is fascinating as a guy. Whilst honouring the victims, Chris Watts is fascinating. And whilst honouring the Watts family as well, right? I've not said nice things about Cindy and Ronnie on this channel. And I'll stand by those, honestly. But it doesn't mean to say that I can't imagine being in their situation. It doesn't mean to say I can't empathise with them. I try to. But I can't imagine how horrible their situation must be. But the mind of a killer, that's where I started. My interest in true crime came from that. And why do these people do this? And bringing in some psychology as in the mix as well. Why do they do this? Why has Chris done this? That's what I'm interested in. So having a letter from him, you know, I've analysed all the letters from Sherilyn Cadle, and regardless of what you think of Sherilyn and how many lies she's told, those letters in the book are Chris's letters. So I've got a whole playlist analysing them. Now, this new letter is not new. Kim Kaufman came online. Larry brought the rest of the letter out because he'd been sent it as well. And then Kim Kaufman did a live saying she'd been sent it as well. And umpteen people have been sent this letter from this person who is called Kim G. Her name's out there, but I'm not going to dox her. Just call her Kim G. And then people were saying, this is really Heather or Heather's friend. And then others are saying, no, it isn't. This is genuinely somebody called Kim G, who's Chris's girlfriend. But what motive does she have sending this letter out to loads and loads of people? What's going to blow up? So, going to end on this positive note that I've been really pleased over the last few hours of watching live streams that creators who have vastly different theories and different ideas. My dogs are going mad. I'm really sorry. They're like this all day, so I don't know why I'm apologising. that creators with massively different ideas have come together to try to get to the bottom of this. And that's great. That I'd like to see more of that. Right? People are not going to agree. No, they're not going to agree. But I'd like to see more of people being civil, working together, putting their differences aside, and getting to the bottom of this latest riddle in the case. So no, people are not going to stop talking about it because people are interested in it for many different reasons. So whilst I honour the Rusaks and absolutely empathise with you, Sandy, Frankie, I lost my son at the age, he was 21 years old. He was killed, not by murder, by a driver driving dangerously, knocked him over and killed him. Driver went to prison, pled guilty and went to prison. I know what it's like, right? It's not a high-profile case. There's hardly any news about him online now. But if my son had been a high-profile murder case, would I have wanted people to talk about his case? Yes. Would I have wanted people to honour his life? Yes. Would I have wanted people to understand why his killer ended up doing what he did? Yes. But would I want lies? No. Would I want misinformation? No. So I can't say any more than that, really, except what are you two chewing? They've got some kind of plastic thing. I think they've raided a bin. So I'm going to have to go because I've got a meeting at 2 o'clock and I've got to go and sort my dogs out. So what I'd like to see moving forward is people sticking to facts. But where there is speculation, it's clear it's speculation. And where there are facts that can dispute your theory, don't be so embedded in your theory that you're not prepared to admit you're wrong and change your theory, because that's what investigation's about. It's being open-minded. It's looking at all the options. That you might have a theory, but then you've got to test that theory. You've got to look at what evidence supports it, but also, equally important, what evidence refutes it. And where there are easily findable facts that dispute some of these theories, you've got to admit that. So theory, bring a theory forward and then let's explore it, right? But let's not be so wedded in a theory that you're going to go, through hell and high water to support it when actually there's evidence that it's really not true. But I would really like to see more creators working together and hopefully something good has come out of this situation. So that's all I've got for you today. I might just put this up completely unedited. So you've got essentially a live Michelle in the Raw. Don't know how to end it now. Yeah, hope you're all well and I'll see you soon. Bye.